Hello, welcome to Right to Reply. In today's programme, you said no, they said yes. Did the ITC care what you thought about news at 10? Channel 4's dispatches caught controversy again, this time gang rape. But was it prejudiced? And they're called dogs. But why are they littering our screens?
In an ideal world, we wouldn't have had any dogs at all. I don't like them personally, and I don't think viewers do.
On Thursday, the Independent Television Commission announced that it would allow the ITV companies to vary their licence requirements and move the news at 10 to 6:30. This was despite a record number of submissions from viewers and recommendations from MPs to resist the change. So how did the ITC justify its decision, having asked the audience its opinion and then appearing to ignore what it said?
From ITN, News at 10 with Trevor McDonald.
We no longer need to ask for whom the bell tolls. ITV has been allowed by the Independent Television Commission to replace News at 10 with two new news programmes, one at 6:30 and one at 11 p.m.
We have addressed the question, do the overall merits of the proposals made to the ITC outweigh the disadvantages? The ITC believes that they do, and that it is right to give ITV the opportunity to put its plans to the test.
I have to admit I'm shocked by the decision. In September, the ITC announced a public consultation about ITV's plans. It said, and I quote, "The Commission's decision will be based on what it sees as in the best interest of viewers." I was one of over 1,800 people who responded. 82% of us wanted the news to stay at 10. Right to Reply also conducted its own phone vote.
Over 13,000 of you voted, with 75% of callers voting no. ITV should not move the news at 10.
The ITC also carried out its own qualitative research involving 9,000 viewers. The majority of its sample also opposed the change, even when the alternatives were clearly explained. So did the ITC ignore what viewers thought after all?
A regulator is not just there to make a head count. And one of the problems that you feel, as you know, I certainly know from my own life, it's very difficult to know whether you would like something until it's there.
The media editor of The Times correctly predicted the ITC's decision some 2 days before it was announced.
The ITC is a statutory body that's been given not just the power but the responsibility of taking these decisions. They consult and then take those decisions, rather like MPs do. They don't pay all that much attention to public opinion either. They presumably have taken the decision they think is best for ITV as a whole, which, if that is true, would be the best decision as a whole for the viewers. But I personally will miss the bonds at 10 o'clock.
So what I want to know is why the ITC have allowed ITV to move the programme when so many people opposed the decision. Was their so-called public consultation a pointless publicity stunt?
We don't dismiss the views of, and the passionately held views of people who wrote to us about retaining News at 10. The difficult thing for us was that we also had to look at the research evidence, which was much more mixed in terms of viewers' preferences, and also the whole of ITV's obligation to provide a diverse and high-quality service, not just news. News is important, but it isn't the only thing ITV is required to do.
Has the ITC bowed down to the commercial interests of big business and advertisers who favour the change of the time?
No. We've taken a decision, you may or may not agree with it, but we've taken a decision that we believe is in viewers' interests in the long term. I get very worried when people say, oh, you're just bowing to commercial pressure. Yes, in the sense we want to see a profitable and healthy ITV system so that money can be put on the screen for you, the viewers.
In my view, the public consultation was a waste of time because the decision does not really benefit viewers. Next time the ITC has a consultation, perhaps they may take more notice of us.
Last Sunday, the latest digital broadcaster, On Digital, launched a new service of 30 channels. Television viewers entering the digital age will discover a whole new world of electronic programme guides or on-screen menus to help them navigate the multitude of channels. But broadcasters are worried that we won't know which channel we're watching when there are hundreds to choose from. In an attempt to make sure we remember, some are permanently displaying their logos on screen. These logos are called dogs, digitally originated graphics. Andrew Wiseman is just one viewer who wants their mess cleaned up.
Many viewers are animal lovers, but like me, they just can't stand dogs. Not our four-legged friends, you understand, but those permanent, annoying on-screen logos that are popping up all over the place. Broadcasters So we have to have them so we know which channel we're watching. Very useful when you're channel surfing, they say. Dogs, they say, are particularly useful for digital TV when potentially hundreds of channels will be available. Rubbish! When you change channel on a digital television, an on-screen display tells you exactly which channel you're watching. This information can be brought back on screen at any time with the touch of a button, so we don't need a constant reminder as though we have the memory of a goldfish. Do broadcasters think we're too stupid to use this information? I'm not the only viewer who finds dogs intrusive. Channel 5, the first terrestrial channel to have a permanent on-screen logo, toned down the intensity of its dog in the wake of a wave of viewers' complaints.
If anyone at home has any traditional folk remedies for removing Channel 5 logos, don't write in. It was just a joke.
We tweaked it. We reduced the intensity of it within probably 2 weeks of being on air and more or less left it at that. And just gauging, quite honestly, on viewer complaints, they've just ceased now. There are very, very few, I can honestly say that. And I think it's accepted as part of the landscape. We love our dog and take great care of it, and we wouldn't like to see it put down.
It was viewer power that forced Sky to completely remove dogs from its movie channels. Similarly, the reason why Channel 4 is relatively bug-free is that viewers forced it to rethink its branding plans when a logo was run overnight, much to viewers' disgust. That's why its new digital channel, Film 4, was launched without a dog at all.
People that have subscribed to Film 4, who particularly want to see a 2-hour film uncut, as if they were in the cinema, certainly think it's reasonable not to include a dog on the film. It's fair that they see the film as it was meant to be. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have had any dogs at all. I don't like them personally, and I don't think viewers do. However, as a way of identifying channels, and certainly with the introduction of satellite, it was seen to be the way that new channels could establish that they were there and that you didn't have to wait half an hour or an hour for the next programme to find out what channel you were on.
But one Channel 4 commissioning editor has become a dog breeder on Sunday mornings, much to the annoyance of many viewers, especially fans of the Waltons. So why does T4 have a dog?
T4 has a dog because I felt it was necessary that the whole output of T4 programmes be branded. In this day and age, it's possible to see a programme, for instance, like Sister Sister, 5 times in one day on 3 different channels. Therefore, it's essential that when people watch Sister Sister on Channel 4, on T4, they know it's Channel 4 that they're watching. And that might make them stay and think, I'll keep watching because of what will come next.
Are you surprised that viewers have complained?
Approximately 100 people have complained. On average, the shows are getting a lot more viewers than that. I knew people would complain, especially Walton's viewers. And as a special thing for Walton's viewers, I am in the process, I have commissioned the dog to change to a sepia-coloured dog. I don't have a problem with dogs.
So you won't be putting the dog down then?
It's on 4 legs and it's going to stay there.
If broadcasters are going to insist on using dogs, then at least let them be subtle and unintrusive as possible. Not like the BBC's digital TV dogs. For the Beeb, widescreen doesn't mean bigger picture, it means longer dogs. These dogs are leaving longer and longer trails of excrement across our TV screens. I think it's time for a clean-up campaign. Technology can already tell us what we're watching. It's up to the broadcasters to make their channels distinctive with quality programmes, not designer labels.
The BBC confirmed it has had a large number of complaints about the logos on its digital channels and is having a rethink. An increasing number of viewers are visiting our website forum to leave comments and discuss what they're watching. Currently, there are over 20 postings about the Canadian series Due South, which the BBC helped save when it looked like being axed. Taking our cue from the messages titled Due South